Hi, it's Cindy, that crafting lady. Welcome to my channel. Today I have 3 coastal bathroom decor DIYs for you. I hope you enjoy them. Let's get crafting. So project number 1, I'm going to be using this love sign that I got from the Dollar Tree, along with this sticker from the Dollar Tree, some Waverly white chalk paint, and some Mod Podge in matte. All right, so the first thing we got to do is remove the heart. So I'm going to use my heat gun to heat it up a little. Sometimes they're hard to get off, so I use the heat gun to help me. And oh, that one popped off really pretty quick. But there's still some of the residue from the sticker, and we're going to need to get that off because we are going to be using this side of the sign. So let's see if I can scrape it. Oh, I gotta use my heat gun, and we'll scrape some more. And I'm taking a little bit of acetone here to get the rest of the residue off, and I'm going to sand it down just a little bit, get some of that dark red paint off, because I'm going to be putting white on, and I think it would take, like 3 coats if I had to go over that big red. Now I'm going to cut the sign down, so I'm just kind of measuring here. Didn't have a pen, so I'm just going to use my putty knife to mark the sign as to where I want to cut it. All right, so get rid of that. And I'm going to use my square that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hold it up against the sign. Actually, no, let's go the other way with it. There we go. So, sorry, that was Puppy in the background here. I'm going to take my utility knife, and I'm going to score it a couple of times on this side. I'm going to turn it over, make sure I'm in the right spot, and score it a couple of times. And then I'm just going to off frame, but I just snapped it off the side of my desk, and it came off really easy. So I've got this piece and the heart left over. Oh, that might be a cute little sign. I might just have to do that. All right, so we're all set here. I'm going to take my sanding block again and just sand that edge where I snapped the excess off. There we go. Get it nice and smooth. Get everything picked up and out of the way here. All right, good. Now I'm going to take my Waverly white chalk paint and give it a really good coat of paint. All right, now I've got it painted. It only did take 1 coat. I think if I would have not sanded it, it would have taken 2. Now I'm going to Mod Podge it. And now that it's completely dry, there we go, we can add our sticker. So I'm going to very carefully remove the sticker from the backing. I thought I was going to have to cut it, but you don't. It just comes right off, which is really kind of cool. I like that. I'm going to pull it off very carefully. It's very thin, so you do want to be careful when you're using these because they are thin. There we go. Pull it up, get it there good, and then just pull the whole thing off. All right, get that out of the way, and then line it up. See where I want it. I want it kind of right in the middle of that sign. It's got to go off to the left just a little bit because I have to add the arrow. There we go. And then just burnish it down with your fingers. You could use the tool for Cricut, credit card, however you want to do it. Just get it on there. These go on pretty easy, so I just used my hand and it went down really well. There we go. Oh, I like it. So far, so good. All right, and let's get that arrow on there. It's got to, you're telling them drop your drawers here. You got to show them where here is, right? I like this sign. I think it's so cute. When I saw this sticker set in the Dollar Tree, I was like, oh, I have to have that. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, as I said, my bathroom is a coastal theme, so I'm going to use some of this nautical rope that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I am going to put it all the way around the sign. So I'm just going to, I just put a little glue on the end of it so that it doesn't unravel, and then I'm going to put some glue on the sign. I'm kind of starting in the middle of the bottom because right there is where I'm going to end up covering it up with a little special thing. You'll see. So just going to go along the edge with my glue gun, and I'm using my Surebonder because you have to stick with the best. I love my Surebonder. I wish Surebonder would make me a affiliate for them. It would be wonderful, wouldn't it? All right. There we go. I'm going to speed it up here. You don't need to watch me glue that all the way around. So just add glue, put the rope in, keep going all the way around. That looks so nice so far. Oh, love the way this is coming out. There we go. And I'm going to take the glue gun and kind of just add some more glue, kind of smooth it in, just to make sure that it stays. But you're not going to really see it. I'll show you why here in just a second. There we go. I know I'm being fiddly with it. I'm not really adding a lot of glue. I'm just using my glue gun to push it in. There. So now I am going to take this bag of shells that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to grab two that are similar in size. I know you can't really see what I'm doing, but you will here in a second. I grabbed two that kind of are about the same size, and I'm going to glue them right there where the rope overlaps to make it look really, really sweet. So put a little glue on both sides of the shell, set it down in the middle, and then I will add the second shell. Same thing, add a little bit of Surebonder glue and both sides and put it right on there. And the one thing I didn't film was I took a little piece of jute twine and put that on the back, down where you can't really see it, so that so I can hang it. Now this is what it looks like hanging on my door. I absolutely love how this came out. Cannot wait for us to redo our bathroom so that I can hang that sign in there. All right, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please remember, give me a thumbs up. Okay, on to our second project. I've got this Dollar Tree foam wreath, some Dollar Tree jute ribbon or burlap ribbon, some shells that I've had, and the bag of Dollar Tree shells I used earlier. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them on this project, but I have them here in case I do. All right, let's take the tag off, and I don't think there's enough on my partial to go all the way around. No, probably not. So let's open the new one, and we will wrap our wreath with the burlap ribbon. There we go. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my Surebonder glue and put some on the ribbon. I don't want to put it directly onto the wreath form. It may melt it. And then I'm going to use my little spatula thing to get it to stick. All right. And now I'm just going to wind around kind of tightly. I don't really need to add any glue as long as I keep it pulled really tight. And that's all I'm going to do is cover the whole wreath frame with all of the ribbon. All right, now that the whole wreath is wrapped, cut off the excess. I actually really don't have much at all left. And then I'm going to fold it over and glue it down. There we go. Add some of our glue. Take our little silicone spatula and push it down. There we go. Get rid of those glue threads. They're everywhere. I'll put up with them though because it does such a good job. All right. So that's the top of our wreath. And I'm going to add the shells. Now I got to pick out which shells I want. It's a little hard in the bowl, so let's dump it. Fun part, right? Dump, dump, dump. See what we have as far as shells go. Whee! I have a bunch. These were all purchased, though I would rather go beachcombing on the beach and pick some up. And I do know somebody's going to be doing that for me at some point. I have a friend down in Florida, and she's going to get me some shells. So I'm just kind of seeing what I might want to use. Just going to pick out some shells here and there. All right, so I'm going to speed this up a little because you don't want to sit there and watch me go through all my shells. Now that I've got some picked out, I'm going to start gluing them on the wreath. Now, I want to do it from like the center bottom up the side a little bit. I don't want to place them at the very bottom or just on the side. So just kind of in that lower left quadrant, I guess you could say. So I'm just using my Surebonder, putting some onto the shells themselves and then placing them where I want them. Holding them down for a second or two just until the glue sets. And that's all I'm going to continue to do here is glue them on. And now that all of the shells are glued on, I'm going to make a bow. I didn't have enough left of the other ribbon to make a bow, so I'm going to use this other ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby at Christmas time. It was 50% off, so it was a really good deal. Now, I am really bow challenged, so I am not going to make you suffer through watching me make a bow. So I'm just going to speed it up here and get it done. Because as I said, this bow gave me fits. So other than that, I would show you. I did do a bow on my live the other night. So I am getting better at it, but this one gave me fits. So I'm just going to get through it here, get it on, get it fluffed out, and get it glued on. And there we go. All nice and glued. They're all nice and put together. There. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And give me a second and I'll show you what it looks like hanging on my door. I did add a little jute hanger to the back of it, and I love how this one turned out. I hope you do too. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Okay, for my last project, I'm going to be using this piece of driftwood. I think some of the shells that I got at the Dollar Tree, and this cord I got from Michael's. It was part of a 8 for $2.49 or something like that that I paid. And I'm just going to make 3 little pieces, and I'm going to make sure that they're all the same way on the stick. So I'm just going to make a loop right around the stick and tighten it up. And we're going to do 3 of those. There we go, number 2 and number 3. All right, we got them all set. So I'm going to turn them over, and I'm going to add some glue to the back of it so that they don't move. So hold it right where I want it, add a little bit of glue on all 3. There, and then they'll be nice and secured. So I'm going to pick out a couple shells, actually 3 of them, 1 for each of the thing. I think about the same size. No, maybe I'll do 1 bigger. Yep, there we go, 1 bigger. Okay, that looks good. I think those are the 3 I'm going to use. I think. May change my mind. We'll see. All right. Now, while those are drying, they're not quite dry yet, I am going to add the rope that I'm going to hang it on. So I'm going to tie a piece of the same rope to one side and then tie the other end to the other side. And cut it off. And just give it a good square knot right at the end. And 1 more. And then I'm going to also add some of my glue, my hot glue right there, like I did for the other knots, so that it doesn't fall off the side. So it'll be nice and secure hanging on my wall. There we go. Tight, tight. And then add some glue. And then I will snip off that little bit of excess. Snip. There we go. Now let's take the other end and tie it at the other side. Kind of want to go in the same direction that I went on the first side, so it looks nice and symmetrical. Give it a good tug, loop it around again, and tug. I think I'm going to cut that excess off before I add the glue this time. Make my life a little easier. There we go. Add the glue. And then I'm going to let it dry. So I'm just going to let it sit there for a few minutes and let it dry, and then I will be back and show you what we're going to do. All right, so now it's nice and dry, and I'm going to add my shells. Now, while it was drying, I found these 2 shells sitting on my shelf. I forgot I had them, and I really like these, so I am going to use these sand dollars and put them on, 1 on either side. And then I was thinking maybe I'd use all 3 of the shells, but I think I'm just going to end up using 1, and I want it to be a little shorter. Yeah, I don't like the all 3. No. Let's just do the 1 and make it shorter. All right, so I'm going to turn it over, and first take the sand dollar upside down, and that way I can run a bead of glue down the sand dollar and then put the jute right into the glue. Just like that. And where's my little, there it is. Push that in there. And just hold it on there for a second until it sets. Good. Then I'll do the other one. Put a little bit of glue. And make sure they're together. And set those in. There we go. All right. So as I said, I decided just to go with the 1 shell, and I want it a little bit, oh, I forgot, I added a little extra glue here just to make sure that they stay put. So I'm going to just use the biggest of the 3 And I'm going to cut my strings a little bit shorter so it's kind of up in the middle. So cut a little off. And I'm going to kind of stick them down in like that. So I'm going to take my glue gun and put a bunch of glue down in the bottom there. And you can see coming up here I get a little impatient and I don't let it sit as long as I should have. But you'll see. But once it's all dry, it works out really well. So let it sit for a second. I wanted to add a little glue to the top to make sure that it lays nice and flat. And of course the glue inside wasn't dry yet, so it came out. Oops, see, yep. So push it back in, add a little bit more hot glue, and I'm gonna let it set. Gotta have some patience now and then, right? All right, let it set, and then I will show you what it looks like hanging on my door. There it is. I think it looks really cute. I can't wait again to add this to my bathroom decor. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, if you could, it would be great. It helps my channel grow. If you click that bell icon, you'll be notified when I upload more videos. And until next video, live fully, love deeply, learn something new every day. Thanks for watching. Bye.